Nigeria is set to receive over $9.5 million in recovered funds linked to corruption during the military rule of the late General Sani Abacha. The money is being returned from Jersey, a small island territory under the British Crown located in the English Channel near France. This latest return marks another important step in Nigeria's long fight to recover billions of dollars stolen from the country decades ago. The British High Commission confirmed the agreement in Abuja on Friday, revealing that Jersey's Attorney General Mark Temple signed a memorandum of understanding with the Nigerian government back in December. Under this agreement, the returned money will be directed toward completing the Abuja to Kano Highway, a critical road project that has faced years of delays and setbacks. The highway stretches 375 kilometers and serves as a vital transport link between Nigeria's capital city and Kano, the second largest city in the country. General Sani Abacha ruled Nigeria from 1993 until his death in 1998. During those 5 years, investigators believe he and his associates diverted enormous sums of public money through foreign bank accounts and shell companies. After Nigeria returned to democratic rule in 1999, successive governments have worked with international partners to trace and recover these stolen assets from countries including Switzerland, the United Kingdom, and the United States. The process has been slow, complex, and often frustrating, but the work continues. The $9.5 million now being returned had been sitting in a bank account in Jersey for many years. The money was actually first identified during the presidency of Goodluck Jonathan, but court challenges and legal proceedings delayed its return. Jersey authorities had to prove in court that the funds were indeed proceeds of corruption. On January 12, 2024, the Royal Court of Jersey made its ruling. The court found that the money was more likely than not the result of a corrupt scheme where contractors diverted government funds meant for public use and instead funneled them to senior Nigerian officials and their associates. Jersey's Attorney General filed the application for forfeiture under a law designed specifically to tackle corruption. He said the successful return demonstrates the strength of Jersey's civil forfeiture legislation as a powerful tool in fighting corruption. He thanked Nigerian authorities for their cooperation and praised his department's Economic Crime and Confiscation Unit for their commitment to recovering stolen wealth. Nigeria's Attorney General and Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi welcomed the development warmly. He said the recovery underscores the effectiveness of Nigeria's collaborative effort with international partners. The message is clear: there should be no safe haven anywhere in the world for money stolen from Nigeria. Fagbemi assured Jersey that the returned funds will be used responsibly and strictly according to the terms of the Memorandum of Understanding. This latest agreement built on a strong partnership between Jersey and Nigeria. Through 2 earlier agreements, more than $300 million have already been returned to Nigeria. Those earlier recoveries were used to fund 3 major infrastructure projects: the Lagos to Ibadan Expressway, the second Niger Bridge, and the Abuja to Kano Road. The first 2 projects, the expressway and the bridge, have now been completed. The newly returned funds will support the final stages of the remaining project, the Abuja to Kano Highway. The Abuja to Kano Road has a troubled history. The original contract was awarded to construction giant Julius Berger in 2018 with an initial budget of less than 156 billion naira and a completion deadline of 36 months. But costs ballooned to over 600 billion naira, and after 6 years, less than half of the road had been finished. The federal government eventually terminated the Julius Berger contract and re-awarded sections of the work to other companies. President Bola Tinubu flagged off a new phase of reconstruction in April 2025 with a revised budget of 777 billion naira and a 14-month completion target. The highway passes through Abuja, Kaduna, Zaria, and onward to Kano. Much of the Kaduna to Zaria section has been completed, and substantial progress has been made on the Kano end. However, key stretches remain unfinished, and the road has suffered from years of neglect. For communities along the route, the delays have meant continued hardship, dangerous travel conditions, and economic losses. The region depends heavily on this road for trade, movement of goods, and daily life. When complete, the highway is expected to boost security, create jobs, and strengthen local economies throughout northern Nigeria. For ordinary Nigerians, news of returned Abacha loot often brings mixed feelings. On one hand, there is satisfaction that some of the stolen wealth is finally coming back home. On the other hand, there is deep frustration that it has taken so long and that so much money was stolen in the first place. Many Nigerians wonder how different their lives might have been if those billions had been invested in schools, hospitals, and roads decades ago instead of hidden in foreign accounts. If you found this story important, take a moment to like this video, share it with others who care about Nigeria's development, and subscribe to Global View to stay informed about the stories that matter most. The return of these funds also raises important questions about accountability and transparency. Previous recoveries have sometimes been surrounded by concerns about how the money was actually spent. Citizens want to see clear evidence that recovered funds are truly reaching the projects they are meant for and making a real difference in people's lives. The Abuja to Kano road will be watched closely as an example of whether recovered corruption proceeds can be transformed into visible, lasting benefits for Nigerians. This latest repatriation is part of a global effort to reclaim assets stolen during the Abacha era. Over the years, various countries have returned hundreds of millions of dollars connected to Abacha's rule. In 2020, the United States and Jazzy worked together to return $311 million. In 2022, the United States returned another $23 million. Each return represents not just recovered money, but also strengthened international cooperation against corruption and a message that the world will not tolerate leaders looting their own countries. Jazzy's willingness to cooperate and its legal framework for civil forfeiture have made it an important partner in this fight. The island has shown that even small jurisdictions can play a significant role in holding corrupt officials accountable and helping nations recover what was stolen from them. For Nigeria, the partnership with Jazzy and other international allies remains crucial as efforts continue to track down and repatriate the rest of the Abacha fortune still believed to be hidden in various countries around the world. As work continues on the Abuja to Kano highway, Nigerians will be hoping that this time around, the project reaches completion without further delays or cost overruns. The highway represents more than just infrastructure. It represents the possibility that stolen wealth can be recovered and used to improve lives. It represents the hope that Nigeria and its partners can work together to ensure that corruption does not go unpunished and that stolen money finds its way back to serve the people it was taken from. The journey from theft to recovery to visible development is long and complex, but today's announcement shows that progress, however slow, is still possible.